because everybody who is not able to join should then watch it afterwards. Ali, he was in my radio show already many times, I think 3 times. And I was smiling because one Dev Kumar, he's a student here of Bengali literature. When we were in Kolkata the last 2 weeks, he was telling me a big target for him in his life is to be a guest in my radio show.
Oh, wow.
To be as successful to reach this goal. And I was, it was, yes, it made me quite happy that, you know, we were talking a lot about it, that there are the successful people, the people having an interesting story in their lives and who could, as you are the best example, could turn also many obstacles, could and tackle many challenges with me and talk about their life story. So Ali, you will tell about your life. You came to Austria being a refugee, then didn't succeed. You did not succeed in school. You had many jobs, and then you were founding this startup called What You Do for job orientation. And this was the start for a very big career. And now you are working as a keynote speaker and I think many other tasks jobs you're having. We were discussing before, we were having a phone call, Ali, you and me, and I was telling about our coaches today, about our Zuki work, and we then defined the title of this session. It's How to Become Your Own Superhero. So, so I will now, you know, hand over the speech to you. And thank you very much for taking your time on a Sunday afternoon. I know that usually your small daughter is the one who is getting your attention at this time of the weekend. So we are very, very grateful having you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the invitation, Claudia. Thank you, everyone, putting your time, your very precious lifetime into this session today. I know that your time is very precious. And to be honest, we as human beings, we all have one lifetime on this planet. And the most important question in life, I truly believe, is how do we spend our life? How do we spend the chances we have? What are we doing with our lifetime? Because one day our life will be over, maybe in 100 years, okay? Hopefully in 100 years. But at the end of our life, I truly believe that when we think about our life, everything we've experienced, we have to ask ourselves, what was I doing with all of the chances I had in my life? Was I really living my life with all of the opportunities that I had or not? And I know that on the day we were born, we never decided really where we want to grow up. Sometimes you're growing up in a rich family. Sometimes you're totally growing up in a poor family. Sometimes you grow up in a family where no one believes in you. And sometimes life is giving you a chance and life is telling you, now you have a chance, do something with it. And then we are afraid of the future. We think we can crash the floor. We can think we can fail. And truth to be told, guys, I have no idea what your life is all about. So to be honest, I have seen your CVs, but having this feeling, being in your footsteps, I have no idea about. But what I can tell you about today are my experiences from my life, from my background, from my past. And what I really learned in my life is you have to understand a simple thing. Your past is your past, but it don't have to be your future. You can decide what you want to do with the opportunities in your life. And if you want to be full of stress and full of fear, or you want to recreate your own story for yourself. Because this is what life is all about. You start somewhere. No one ever asked you where you want to start, okay, with all of the obstacles and the problems. And then sometimes in life, someone tells you, I believe in you. I see something in you, and this is an opportunity for you. But after that, when you grow up being an adult, and you guys, you are nearly adults of this world, we have to decide, how do we want to deal with these changes or not? Okay, this is just the entry point into it. And I really thought about what I should do in this session. And I thought about telling you a little bit about my own story and also the stuff I learned on that journey. Okay, and then it's totally up to you guys if you want to tell yourself, yeah, maybe I learned something from Ali, or you will tell yourself, no, this was bullshit. Okay, it's totally up to you. I'm here to serve you in the best way, in the best manner. I do this because I believe in you. I work with so many young people and so many young adults in the world. And I work with so many people who sometimes do not believe in their future. And I can tell you, I worked with really more than thousands of people out there. And I never saw one person in life who was not good enough for the future. The only thing I really experienced was always people who do not believe in themselves because of their past, because they put themselves into comparison with other people. And truth to be told, if you compare yourself with other people, you always will be last. You always will see problems with yourself. When you take a look at social media and other people who maybe were born rich, you will only see the problems with yourself. There's one way how to be sad in life. It is compare yourself with others. But if you want to thrive, if you want to grow, there is another point of view you can use for yourself. Compare yourself with yourself 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. And then you will see how far you've come. And this is something I learned in my life the hard way. And now I will tell you something about my own life. But before I start, I'm very curious about you guys. So Claudia told me you guys are all over in India, and now I want to know from you, where are you located in the moment? Please use the chat for a second and just type in where you are located in the moment. I would love to know that.
Yes, good question, because yeah,
Put it
please
in,
do
put
so.
it in,
Put
put
it
it
in
in,
into the
guys.
chat, the ones who are in Kolkata or in Darjeeling,
Punjab,
Punjab, Subasis,
Kolkata,
Kolkata.
Calcutta. Okay,
Yes, so this
here we
is the
go.
main, genau, in
Bangalore. I was in Bangalore. I was in
Romania.
Mumbai. Okay, okay, Chennai. Yes. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Here we go. Here we go.
So
Most
you
of the
see, this
you
is a
guys are
big
in Calcutta.
progress of Zuki, because
Yeah.
before we were the children's hostel in Kolkata, and now the college students, they get the opportunity to attend very good colleges in all over India. And we have
Someone is in
two
Romania.
Assad and Moidul, they got by a sponsor gave them the chance to work, Mr. Schweighofer, Gerald Schweighofer, and they got a job in Romania. They are there for 3 months now already.
If you're ever coming to Austria, guys, be my guest. So if someone
Yes,
of
they
you
will.
guys
This is planned.
is
Okay,
attending
Ali.
the
You
radio
have a
show
date.
of, if someone of you guys is attending the radio show of Claudia, I will be host for coffee, ice cream, and a night to stay in Vienna. Okay. So
You
if
know,
you're ever
Ali,
coming,
by the way, today I had my last show in Heiligenstadt. We are moving. It was the last moment in the studios. I have did my work for 25 years. So
wow.
today I was just closing the door, coming here, and
Are you
tomorrow.
sad?
No, it's more the excitement of something new starting. Yes.
Why are you not sad?
Because I feel that it will there's lots of opportunities. You know, we are mixed now with the TV people, there are new people, there are new studios. We have a view all over Vienna from the studio, the new radio studio am Königelberg. So I'm not, but many of my colleagues were very sad.
Okay.
This is interesting, isn't it, Ali? How do you interpret this? Sadness versus excitement for the new beginning.
This is something, this is totally funny, because this is exactly the one thing I just wanted to dive in. I wanted to talk about the area of opportunities, because in life, everything, every medal, so every coin has two sides. You can always be sad about something, you can always be angry about something, or you are looking forward. From my point of view, the only way how to live a good life is always looking forward, and opportunities are always in front of you. It's never in the back. So, and when I sometimes talk to people about change in their life, what I see in Europe, also with very successful people, also with very rich people, when change is happening, a lot of people are talking about the problems. A lot of people are talking about everything which could go wrong maybe in their life. And some people, and these are the people who are always thriving to be more successful and who are always living a good life, these are the people who see the opportunities. And I still remember when I was a kid, I grew up in a camp. It was a refugee camp. And when I was small, we were really poor. We had we had no money. Everything I had when I was a kid, it was by the Red Cross or by the UNICEF. So my family was really very poor. Everything we had was a present from other people who believed in us. But I still remember that my father always said to me, Ali, you know, in life you sometimes have opportunities and it's only your decision what you are going to do with it. He always said to me that life is not fair. If you think that life is fair, it's not. But there are chances out there. There are people who believe in you. And of course, you can always whine around and you can always say, I'm not rich enough. I don't know enough people. I'm not that strong. I'm not that successful. Of course, you can talk about this, or you can stop talking like this and you can say to yourself, are there any opportunities for me? What can I do with it? And this is something I really learned from my parents. And my parents in Iran, they had a great life. They had everything. We had a house, we had 2 cars, we had everything. But when my parents were forced to leave their country, we came to Austria as some refugees. My mother, she was a floor cleaner here in Austria because we had no money. My father totally became sick, totally mentally sick. He totally lost everything in his life, also his mind. He was beating my mom when I was a kid. Therefore, so they broke up when I was a kid. And I grew up in a family where I had no idea what to do in my life. And for me, future was always that I was a stranger. I was a refugee. We had no money. My father was sick in a hospital. He was full of medicine. He was not able to so when I was in the hospital as a kid to see how my father was going, he was so full of medicine that he was not able to see that I was his son. So my childhood was not very funny. And I always said to myself as a kid, so Ali, is this now your life? Is this everything you can do? And I still remember when I talked to my mom said to me, you know, Ali, life is not always fair when it starts. But you have this one life on this blue planet, and now it's up to you how you want to define for yourself what is a good life. And therefore, before I start, guys, I want to ask you if maybe someone from you wants to share something about what you believe is a good life for you guys. Who wants to share?
Maybe
also the adults.
Assad, you are the one who is always very outspoken. Now you are in Romania, Assad. You experience the life in Europe. What is a good life for you?
Hello, hello, and good evening to all. And thank you, Ali, sir, for coming and joining us. And my name is also Ali, Azad Ali Mirza.
Yes, the Alis are in the house, huh?
So for me, good life is like having a good and a peace, mentally peace and healthily peace. This is the main thing. By having money, property, everything, but having not the mental peace, it's not a good life. So for me, physically and mentally peace is a very good life.
Wow. And anything else also in your life? So when you think maybe about family one day, your profession, about friendships, is there also something you're thinking about?
Yes, and on that only I'm working very hard from my childhood, because I also had a very tough life. And many of them know I born in a street. It's a very big street and a very bad condition. We didn't had a proper food, not shelter. So finally, I also got the opportunity to stay in the Zuki village, from where I got my education and all the facilities which is needed for me to come and stand in this position now. So my dream and also my wish is to have a good life with my mother, who is
Mhm.
also very sick, but I want to give her the last gift, as she want an own house
Mhm.
and also good health. So I'm working very hard, and I am planning within these 2 years, I am going to build a house for her.
Wow. Okay, this is you're such an inspiration. Do you know that?
Thank you.
This is amazing. Anyone else who wants to share a vision of their own future?
Who else can we? Anuradha, for instance, because we missed each other in Kolkata. Maybe you will tell us about your idea of good life. Is she with us? Anuradha?
We do not
Yes.
hear you. Are you
Anuradha,
only...
you had to, I think you have to unmute your microphone, or is there
She
any?
is unmuted, I
She's
think,
unmuted.
but something's not working.
It's not working. So Nita, for instance, we also met in Kolkata. Nita.
Yeah, hi.
Hello.
Good evening, everyone.
Yes, because I know you have very precise ideas about life, about your goals. So what means a good life? What does this mean for you?
I'm still at the graduation level, so for me, a good life is keeping myself healthy, both mentally and physically, as my senior told you, Azada. And good life for me is being happy. Actually, the thing is, if you are happy, I feel it's a good life, because even because where there is a depression and you can't be happy, it's not a good life. It seems to be very low and very full of pressure. So for me, good life is keeping yourself happy and satisfied.
But what makes you happy, Nita? Because it's very easy to say you should be happy, but happiness is not so easy sometimes to feel happy.
Yeah. What makes me feel happy?
Yes, I know the mosquito net makes you happy. When we talked in Kolkata, you are telling you that don't have a mosquito net in Bardwan. So this you have to get all of you, Upa and Charuk. But what else? No, something else. I think it's more the emotions that make happy, friendship, or what is your idea on happiness?
It's not only about the friendship which makes us happy. It's about the whole family, my Zuki family, that makes me happy. I feel very grateful to have such a good family. Even though I don't have my own family, I feel that that's my own family, and I feel that everyone there treats me like their own sister or brother, or maybe they just treat me like a good friend, a very good friend. That makes me happy. I feel very safe and protective when I'm with them. So that makes me feel happy.
It's beautiful.
It's a very good thought, I think, Ali, that even if you don't have a family of your own, that if there's very difficult circumstances with your own family, that you find some people that feels like family for you.
Yeah, one thing I learned in my life, this is maybe also I can share with you guys, very very easy, is this was my family in Iran, okay? So we had everything. But when I was 3 years old, my parents were forced to flee from our country because Iran is a very dangerous place if you have your own voice. We see these days how dangerous it is for people going on the streets telling what they want because they will be shot to death. And when I was a kid, it was the same. Therefore, my parents, they left the country. And we came to Austria having nothing. And I can tell you my childhood was not funny. I was a refugee. I was a stranger in Austria. I got beaten up by a lot of kids, Austrian kids, who were against the refugees. I had so many problems in my childhood, and also in my family at home, there was only fight between my father and my mom. And there was one thing I said to myself, and it was for me very important. So one person has the microphone.
I think, Nita, you still have the mic open. Nita, who just spoke. Now it's muted, I think.
Yeah, is it okay? Yeah, okay. So I still remember when I was a kid, I always said to myself, I hate my family, because at home it was not a nice place. There was a time when I was running away from home and I slept with a friend in the apartment of a friend for 2 weeks. I think I was 15 years old, 14 years old, and I was afraid of going so back to my family. And at that time, I learned one thing. I learned that maybe you can't choose the family you were born in, but you can choose who should be your family for the future, who should be your friends. I think family is something you should be able to decide for yourself who should be part of the inner circle. And this was for me very important. When I take a look at my life now, I created the family I always wanted to have when I was a kid. I had a father who was never a father. Therefore, I tried to become the coolest father in the world. Okay, so I will show you something. Wait a second. This is me. this is my. So it's my wife. We married 4 years ago. Okay, we met 8 years ago. I still remember 8 years ago, I was walking on the street and I entered a little store. I wanted to buy some coffee. And I saw her and I said to a good friend of mine, one day I will marry this girl. Okay. So we're really married and she's my dream wife. And we also have a little baby. And I gave a promise to my wife that if I'm going to talk about my little daughter, I'm not allowed to show a picture with her eyes wide open. Therefore, guys, you have to see this picture. Okay. This is my little daughter. And
she has more hair than you.
I think everyone has more hair than I do. I truly believe that everyone in this session today has more hair than I do. And the thing is, Claudia, this is maybe new for you. Last week, 2 weeks ago, we found out that I'm going to be a father again in June.
Oh!
Yeah. This is really cool. This is really cool.
Congratulations.
But talking about family, when I was a kid, I always said to myself, I'm so afraid that when I'm a father one day, I will do the same stuff my father did. So my father, he totally lost himself. He totally lost his mind. And one thing which brought me being successful was always a vision of my life, but always I was afraid ending like my father. One of the biggest drivers in my life was that I never wanted to end like my father. Never. And this is very important sometimes also for yourself. You have to ask yourself, guys, what is it what drives you? And sometimes it is that you don't want to go back. This is okay. But from time to time, this fear of the past, this not going back, I want to recreate my family or my life or my financial opportunities. This point of view for opportunities has to become your new driving force. Otherwise, your whole life will be a life where you are afraid of making mistakes. And sometimes when we start out of nothing with a very difficult childhood, maybe getting away from this life is a good driving force. It's a very important driving force for us, okay, to go step by step. But I tell you, this has to change to a point of life where you're telling yourself, I want to be happy. I am allowed to be happy. I'm allowed having a good life. No matter what the life of my mom and my dad and maybe my family was, the future is unwritten and it's totally up to myself what I want to do. And therefore, guys, I would tell you a short stuff about my life. And then I will show you some things I learned in my life, some mental tricks, how I learned to see life, to thrive more and more to the point where I can really say now, I'm the adult I always wished for. Because when I was a kid, when I was in school, I was the refugee, I was stuttering as a kid. So when I was 13 years old, my parents broke up and I started to stutter. I was not able to say a word for years, okay? Today I'm a keynote speaker, okay? I'm traveling the world. I learned everything on my own. I learned English only because of YouTube, okay? In school it was not good, stuff like this. And when I was a school dropout at the age of 13, I still remember I was so afraid of my life. And now we'll give you a little deep dive into life. But before I do this, I will show you the biggest thing I learned in my life, okay? And this is the thing. It's all about opportunities. Sometimes in life, we think that money is the most important thing, okay? If you're able to do it, if you can put the screen on full screen, I think it's going to help you. In life, sometimes when you don't have education, when you don't have money, you're living in the dark. And I know exactly what this means because I'm coming from there. And then you get education. And education is important because it shows you a little bit about life. But what we heard before from the first guy who started showing his vision about his life, he said he wants to have enough money to create a house or build a house for his mom. So he talks about education and money. And in your own life, you have to understand that both things are very important. Also, the whole project of Zuki is possible because people, they have money and they put the money into your future because they believe in you guys. But then there is a very important thing you have to understand, and this is something I learned in my life. Sometimes we believe that money is the only thing which is important. We see the rich kids in school. We see the rich ones in high school, in college. We see the rich ones on Instagram and on TikTok. And we believe that money is the only way to go. And I can tell you, I have a lot of friends who are very, very rich. I know a lot of very successful people. But if these people do not use their money for becoming better in their education in life or helping others, what you see with these people is they have so much money that they don't see life and what it means being happy. They're chasing after the money, after success, from success to success. And the problem is they are never happy because their whole life is chasing behind more and more and more. And when you're chasing your whole life, you have never the time to tell yourself or ask yourself if you're happy or not. You never have the time to be there for other people and be there for yourself. And this is something I learned the hard way. I told you before, it was my childhood. I grew up as a refugee in Austria. When I was 13 years old, my parents broke up. I started to stutter. And because I stuttered, I was afraid of talking in front of people in school. Therefore, 6 months before my ISC exam, I was a school dropout. I was a refugee. I stuttered. My grades in school were horrible. It was not the best entry point into any career. People said to me, come on, Ali, now you left school. You're not able to say a word in the right way. Your future is doomed. I started to work in a lot of jobs. I was a floor cleaner. I had so many jobs. Until today, I had more than 40 jobs in my life. But then something changed my life forever. A good friend of my family talked to me about my future. And he said to me, Ali, what is it what you want to do with your own life? And I said to him, I have no idea. I was not good in school. I'm stuttering. I'm a stranger in a strange country. No one believes in me. And he said to me, Ali, if no one believes in you, you have to start to believe in yourself. Because no one in the world is waiting for you, maybe. Therefore, you have to believe in yourself. If you do not believe in your future, that you can recreate it, then maybe no one will. And I said to him, what should I do? And he said to me, Ali, you have to recreate a picture of who you want to be. When you're an adult one day, who do you want to be? You have everything in front of you. It's totally up to you. You can recreate the superhero you want to be. And this was the thing which brought me to the point where I said to myself, okay, maybe I can really do everything I want to do. And to be honest, guys, when I was a kid, I was a fan of computer science. And I always wanted to work in the field of IT and software engineering and stuff like this. But I do remember when I was a kid, a lot of teachers told me I won't work in that field because I'm not good, okay, in the technical stuff. But I always wanted to do it. And after I was a school dropout, I said to myself, okay, I do live in Europe. If you want to go to school in Europe, it's not that expensive. And so I started to go back to school, but in the field of software engineering. For the first time of my life, I did something I really wanted to do. And because I wanted to do it, and because I had this picture of myself that one day I will be the Ali who was a former refugee, but maybe now he's a role model for all of the kids in school who do not believe in themselves, this was a driving force for myself. And also, I was afraid ending like my father. Therefore, I was working full-time every day. Every week I was working 40 hours, 50 hours. But in the evening, at night, I was going to school, okay? Because I said to myself that education is very important. And I really managed finishing the school for software engineering. And after that, I also started going to university. And I finished university with a bachelor's degree in software engineering. And this brought me to the point where for the first time in my life, I saw, wow, I'm not that dumb. If I choose the opportunities around myself, maybe I can have a good living. And this brought me into the business world. So guys, what you see here, this is me, okay, at the age of 27. I was working for a large US company called Sun Microsystems. I was a global engagement manager. It means someone who is managing customers in the field of sales and business development, but with a technical background. So someone who knows how software and hardware is working, but you're in a sales position, okay? But when I was working there, and this is now very important, guys, when you take a look at this guy there, this guy once had hair on his head, okay? I had a suit, I had everything. I thought I'm the coolest guy. I had stock options, I had the money, I had a great car. I was the guy who was only chasing for the money. I showed you the picture before. When you only chase for money, you don't see the vision of life. And because I was chasing for the money and the success, I forgot everything was all of the stuff around me, which was also very important. I lost connection to a few friends of mine. Suddenly my father died, but I never had time for him. And so I became sick. I had a so-called burnout syndrome. I was so unhappy in my life. I had the money, I had the car, I had everything, but I was unhappy. I said to myself, this is not the life I really want to have. Only chasing for the money. I want to have both, the money and a great life. And so I quit at that job and I started doing something I really believed in, and I started becoming a teacher. In 2010, so nearly 12 years ago, I was a teacher in Austria. And I can tell you, when kids told me that they have no idea what to do in their life, I totally understood what they meant, because when I was a kid, I had no orientation. I was afraid of the future. And what I also saw in school was a big problem, a problem we have these days in the world. We have cultural biases around us in society which are ruining the future of these kids. And therefore, when I was a teacher at that time, I created a new vision for my life. I said to myself that I want to put my lifetime and everything I have and my experiences, my money, my time, my network, my mind, my focus into a world where every person, regardless of age, gender, religion, origin, skin color, disabilities, or sexual orientation, should have the chance to find their own calling. And this was the reason why I started becoming a teacher. And I still remember when I talked to the kids about their future, they always told me they have no idea what to do in their life. They have no idea where to go. And when I was a kid, I was very curious about the world. I always wanted to have a handbook of life stories. When I was a kid, I always wanted to have a handbook where you can, I always wanted to have a handbook where you can learn from the stories from other people. Because in school you have a book for everything, but no one teaches you what life is all about, including the good parts and the hard parts. No one is showing you how to deal with the obstacles of life. And therefore I said to myself, maybe this handbook of life stories is something which is going to help my pupils in school. And because I was a software engineer, because I knew how to deal with the IT world and with tech, I started to create a website called What You Do. What you do is the question, what do you do in American slang? And so what I started to do is I started to interview people from all around the world about their job, about their life, about their background. And I did these videos and I put the videos online for free for all of the kids in school. The platform What You Do is an online platform. And we started interviewing a lot of people. Also Mohammed Yunus, for example. Maybe you know the guy, Nobel Prize winner. We interviewed so many people from all around the world. And the last 10 years, this company collected more than 7,500 stories from all around the world. And what I want to show you now is a little video where you see what we collected from all around the world, but only based on an idea I had when I was a kid, when I had no idea what to do in my life.
내 나이가 어때서 사랑의 나이가 있나요?
There are many things I love very much. I chose to be a chef not because I wanted to cook, but because I wanted to see the world. I didn't want to stay in Austria for all my life, so I chose to become a chef, and yeah, I love it.
All the opportunities that I had, they're not very common for those people that come from the same background, that come from the same place where I come from. I studied in a public school. I had the chance to actually live what most people live here, but getting access to education is not possible for everyone. So I just wanted to make sure that I would be able to help others get the same opportunities that I've had the chance to have.
When I started Kung Fu is because my teacher coming say, "Oh, do you interested in Kung Fu?" I say, "What is Kung Fu?" They say, "You know the movie Shaolin Temple?" I say, "Yes." "And they have weapons?" "Yes." "Do you like play that?" I say, "Yes." Couple years I feel it's not exactly like that fun. It's more tired, more painful.
My name is Alessia Elise. I'm a freelance art director at Vogue.
My name T. I am tuk-tuk driver.
Liang Shi, head of development, Village Roadshow Pictures Asia.
Learn as much as possible from those who want to teach you. And there's a lot of experienced people around, people who did mistakes before you, people who made things good. Just learn from them, and that's the most important thing.
The good part about the journey was also it brought us also to India. I was I think in 3 or 4 cities also in India on this journey, collecting stories from people from all around the world. And the fun part is when I talk to people about my life now, everyone is like, "Wow, now you've made it. It's amazing. It's cool. Wow." But what people do not see is that you have so many problems in your life, and sometimes you try to do something with it. In my life, I was a refugee. I stuttered. I was a school dropout. I had no one who really believed in me. So when I was younger, therefore I tried to become my own superhero. And this new mindset thing in the future, seeing the opportunities, working on myself, stopping of whining around and understanding what I do, this changed my life forever. And this brought me to a point where people started asking me, Ali, how do you become successful? And the thing is, there is no plan for becoming successful. It isn't decision. It is a decision what you want to do with your life. And this is something, guys, I want to tell you, because when I started this whole what you do thing, this was the first interview I did in Austria. I was sitting on a plastic chair somewhere in Vienna with a little camera. Everyone was laughing at me. Everyone told me, you want to create something for kids? You want to change the life of kids? You want to create a platform which is inspirational for kids who have no idea what to do? And I said, yeah, I want to do it. And people told me, it's not your job. It's the job of the politicians. It's the job of the government to do something for orientation for kids. And I said, hey guys, I don't want to wait until someone else is doing something for these kids. I know the feeling how it is sitting in school or being a kid who is afraid of the future. And because I know the feeling, I want to become the adult who is doing something for these kids. Therefore, I create the platform. And after I started it, I did it in my spare time as a teacher, okay? But it turned out being a very great company with more than 30 people and stuff like this. And what I learned on this journey, interviewing so many people, interviewing 7,500 people from all around the world, is a very simple thing I want to share with you. When I was a kid, I thought that life is one straight line, okay? But then you interview more than 7,500 people from all around the world, CEOs, top managers, someone who's maybe working as a gardener, someone who's working in marketing, someone who is a floor cleaner. You interview so many people, and you know what? More than 85% of these people are telling you that their life was never a straight line. Never. More than 85% of these people, out of nearly 8,000 stories from 100 nations, are telling you their life is a zigzag. And in my life today, what I do is I work with businesses. So 50% of my time, okay, I work with businesses. In my job today, after I started What You Do, I started a new company. It's called Future One. And the company Future One is helping large companies and small companies in the field of leadership. We are creating leadership programs for companies like Red Bull, Nike, Adidas, for Google and stuff like this. This is something we do create, okay? I also write books about it, okay? This is 50% of my time. The other 50% of my time, what I do is I go to schools. I work with kids. When I go to schools, it's a little bit like a rock show. And in the last few years, in the last 10 years, I've visited more than 500,000 kids in Europe and also sometimes in some other continents worldwide. And the problem, what I see is no matter if I work with leaders in companies or if I work with kids, is always the same thing. And this is something I want to show you. The most important thing you guys have to understand is what is growth in life. This is something I want to show you, and then we will do a little exercise, everyone for their own. When I was a kid, I thought that this is the path of growth. It's a career. Everything has to be great. But then you grow up and you see, life is not that way. It's up and down. But then you have life experience sometimes. And life experience is that you can always be successful in your own life if you take the opportunities, if you understand a simple thing about life. Life is not a straight line, but it's going up if you use your chances, and when you fall and you see, okay, it's not working out that way, you become a learner. What do I mean? When your life started in the beginning, maybe it was not always that easy, but then you got some chances in your life, okay? Something happened, someone gave you a chance. Something is dealing out in a great way, okay? Someone from Zuki said, hey, we want to give this kid a chance, okay? Growing up, being someone with opportunities. But then you're growing up, you're working on yourself, and maybe something is going wrong in your life. You see something is not working out the way you want it to be. And it's truth for business and in private life that not always everything is shiny. There are obstacles. And for example, in private life, okay, you fall in love with someone, you have a great chance, you have the man or the wife of your life in front of yourself. And then something goes wrong, okay? Someone is breaking your heart. And you're sad and you're like, oh, damn it, why is this happening to me? And then you're angry, you're sad, and it's okay to being angry. It's okay being sad. This is what makes us human, okay? This is called emotions. But now this is important, guys. This is the most important thing I learned in my life. And since I learned this more than 10 years ago, every project I started in my life turned out in a good way. Although I had more obstacles than everyone else I know here in Austria. In life, when something is going down, you have to understand that this is only a turning point where you have to decide what you want to do with everything you learned until now. I married my dream wife a few years ago, okay? 4 years ago, we married. She's my dream wife. I love her more than everything else in the world. But before that, 4 times in my life, someone totally broke my heart, okay? I had 4 relationships before that, and every time it ended in a not very good way, and people broke my heart. But I decided to learn from these relationships, becoming a better man for my wife I met a few years ago. You have to understand that in life, nothing in life is always going up. There are obstacles. But when an obstacle happens, you can be angry, you can be sad, okay, you can be disappointed. It's totally okay. But you have to understand that the turning point will come in life. And the turning point in life is, in a way, very simple. It is just a question, what is it what I have learned until now? And do I want to have a better future? And I'm willing to learn from the past. And I'm willing to use the opportunities. It is your ability to make a decision. Because when you decide in life you want to be part of the future, then you are able to focus all of your energy and your thoughts. If you don't make a decision for your life, you will have bad thoughts. Bad thoughts will come from every side. If you have no idea why you are doing all of the stuff you do, if you don't have a vision of your life, then you will start comparing yourself with others. But if you decide that everything you've learned in your life was just an opportunity of becoming better, if you understand that the true strengths of life, the true training of life is always an obstacle which brings you to the point where you got stronger, if you understand this once, then everything that happened to you in your past was just a training of life to prepare you for the Champions League of life. I understood in my childhood that because my father was sick, because my parents, they had fights every day, because I was stuttering, because I had fights with other kids who just nearly beat me to death because I was a stranger. This was not funny, but this brought me some experience into my life, which is helping me now, being someone who is able to work with kids. When I go to schools, kids are listening to no adult there, but they're listening to me because I know the feeling, how it feels, being afraid of the future. When I work with families with a lot of problems, I know how it feels having these problems. But I'm only able to do my work in that great way because I had this childhood, because I understood that my childhood, it helped me gaining strength, becoming stronger than anyone else around myself. And funnily, some people think that I'm only successful in my life because I'm always happy and so positive and everything. And I'm only positive and so happy because I know the dark side of life. When you know the dark side of something, you can appreciate the beauty of life. And you know, guys, you're young. You have ideas. You have so many things in front of you, okay? You have dreams. But the most important thing in your life is not your dream, okay? Because everyone has dreams. Everyone has dreams, okay? Believe me that. Everyone has dreams, and this is amazing. But when I was younger, when I had dreams, sometimes people told me, forget your dreams. It's not going to work, Ali, okay? Sometimes my best friends told me it's not going to work. And sometimes an inner voice told me, Ali, this is not going to work for you. And you know what? When your best friends are telling you that something is not going to work or it's not going to deal out like you want it to, then they are right. When your family, when your friends, when people are telling you, forget your idea, forget your dream, it's not working because it has never worked out for our family, for example, then you know what I learned? I learned that these people are right. When people are telling you that something is not, it's not happening for you, then these people are right. Because it's not going to work for them from their point of view. Other people are not able to see the world with your eyes. Other people are not able to see their hopes and their dreams and everything you want to have in your life. Therefore, when you really want to have the life you really want to be in, you have to understand that it's always in connection with how you execute your life. It means how you deal with stuff, if you do stuff or not. If you want to do something, if you want to go a new path in your life, maybe you're the first one in your family who has the chance to do something, then do it. When I was a kid, I can tell you, when I left school, all of my friends at that time, no one ever attended college. Among all of my friends in my childhood, I'm the first person who attended college. And they told me, you're going to fail. And this was one of the reasons why I said to myself, no, I'm not going to fail. I will come back and I will help other kids to thrive the same way. What I learned is you shouldn't lose yourself in your mind and the chit chats you have. These are very normal. These are totally okay. We as human beings, we always have voices inside of our head, which are always telling us it's not going to work. I'm not enough. I'm not worth it. And believe me, I know rich people, they also have these, all of these stories inside of their head. But what you guys have more than all of the rich kids out there is life gave you a training of life. Life made you much, much stronger from everything you've learned. So you can use this true strength to become the best version of yourself. If you do this, no one can overtake you. And this is one thing I really want to tell you, because it is not some stuff about motivation and blah, blah, and you can do it, stuff like this. No, this is called life. And when you were born in a family where everything was amazing, when every time you wanted something, enough money was there. If you grow up like this, you don't have this strength inside of yourself. Believe me, I live in Austria. It's one of the most richest countries in the world. We have a great life here, but nearly 70% of the people are complaining about everything. They have enough food, they have enough to drink, they have the best social security system in the world, and they're still complaining. And for me, I start to laugh at these people. I tell them, you never learned the training of life, because when you guys were born the last 40 years, everything was there. You were never forced to fight for something. And guys, you at Zuki, who are attending the program, you were forced by life to learn stuff about how to deal with the obstacles and still being there. Still being happy, still laughing, still using your chances. One of you guys just said you want to build a house for the mom. You know how beautiful this is? Someone else said, I just want to be happy. And therefore, sometimes when you compare yourself with others, be careful what you are thinking about. Everyone has their thoughts. but you guys are stronger than other people. And I can tell you this based on my own story, because I saw what it means when life puts you somewhere and you're afraid of something. You think that you're not good enough. And therefore, the last thing, before we go to the exercises, you got time. And you have to understand that you have to use your time very wisely in life. You have the chance being part of Zuki, okay? This is amazing. This is amazing. And now you have to understand that you guys, you're like a flower. And when a flower grows, it needs time. Don't pull too fast on yourself. This is not how life is dealing. And when I was younger, my mom always said me one simple thing. Mom told me, just compare yourself with yourself 10 years ago. And I don't know that it's sometimes not that easy doing this, but you have to learn to decide for yourself what your life should all about. Do you want to see the chances or the problems? And now we will do an exercise, okay? This is an exercise which really helped me to gaining a vision of my future, okay? And it's all about having a good life and what it means for us, okay? Before we go into the exercise, are there any questions of you guys? Are there any questions you just want to ask?
Everybody's fascinated, Ali, because you're such a brilliant speaker, really. I saw the faces, the ones who have the camera on. And there were many congratulations for you.
Yeah, I saw that. Guys, you're so
baby.
wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mwah. Thank
you have a question. Asad, did you raise your hand? Yes, please.
In one point you told about money, that money is not everything.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like money is not everything, we know. But without money, there is nothing.
Perfect. This is right.
So how to deal with this, this life?
To be honest, if you say to yourself you want to be rich, okay, you really want to be rich, you want to have millions of dollars in the bank account, I will tell you, go for it. But use the money for the things you want to achieve and for other people, and do not let money use you. This is the big difference. People see $100 and they're chasing after the $100 for the rest of their life. And some people see $100 and they're like, okay, I want to get this $100 because I know what to do with it. For myself, for society, for other people, for more education, doing good in life. It is okay having a cool house and a great job and a great life and money and helping other people. And for example, I showed you this screen before. I think I showed you, I showed you this screen before. These are the companies I work with, okay? I work with some of the largest companies in the world. It's only 10% of the companies I work with, okay? But what I do is, since 10 years of my life, nearly 10 years of my life, 50% of everything I do for free. When I go to work, when I go to prisons and I work with adults, okay, who are in prison, when I go to some NGOs, when I work with families.
Today, Ali, our session today.
Yeah, it's all for free. Yeah. So what I do, and it's part of our business model in my company, everyone knows it in the company, is that we want to make a lot of money because I want to pay for my employees, but we're doing a lot of money because we want to do 50% of everything we do for free. And for example, in the last 1.5 years, my team and myself, we created a large program, okay? It's an online program for self-development, but for the modern business world, okay? It's a program, we invested more than $400,000 into it. And a month ago, we launched this program. And the program itself, if we want to sell it for $1,000 for everyone who wants to do this program for personal development, I bet a lot of people, they would pay the price. But Because we have a world out there with so many problems and people are afraid of the future, my team and myself, we said we want to give this product where we invested more than 400,000 euros. We want to give it away for free to society, for free. We were able to give it away for free to the world out there. And at the moment, more than 2,000 people are inside of the program. In the next 3 months, they're going to learn to totally recreate themselves. These are people between the ages of 18 and 45. But my team and myself were able to give it away for free because we are making a lot of money with all of the other businesses we work with. This means you can be someone like a very modern Robin Hood, okay, where you take from the riches and you invest to the people maybe who do not have the money to do it. So both things are possible and both things are a model for the future. But don't fall into the trap of someone who says only money is okay, or maybe not money, or being poor is okay. We all want to have food, we want to have security, we want to have a warm home, we want to have a good life. I think this is something we all should achieve. But when you see that your life is good and you have enough for yourself, start to think about giving something to other people. And therefore, to be honest, money is a very good tool. For me, money is a tool, okay? It has nothing to do with status. It has nothing to do with, I'm the coolest one around, okay? I tried all of this stuff. I thought I was the coolest around, but it never made me happy. And today, money is a tool. It is a tool. I have it on the bank account. I charge my customers for money. And then I use it for my employees. I use it for people. I use it for kids. I give it to other people. I give it to charities. I think last year, and in the last 3 years, I gave more than, I think, 100,000 euros to some charities. Okay, but it is also only possible because we're making money. So therefore,
but this is the second stage, Ali. I think what Azad was asking is, you know, they come from a poor family background, and so many things were not possible because of the money, always the money question. So first you have to earn, and then you have cover your basic needs, and then you can feel like you are telling. Don't you think so?
This is totally right. So when I was younger and I was poor, I still remember when I earned my first money, I was not able to deal with the money for the first few years. Okay, I was always poor. But when I say try to do at least a lot of things for other people, it not only has to be money. So when I earned my first money, of course, I was not able to give it away to others because I needed it for myself and for my own life. But for example, I invested some time of myself, I think 5 hours a week, helping kids, okay, on the streets who do not believe in themselves. But yeah, so Claude is totally right. In the beginning, you have to learn how to earn money. This is very important. It is the global system we have at the moment. It is like it is. I don't want to talk about it if it's good or not. It is like it is, okay? So you have to adapt to it. And yeah, having great education, starting a great job, or starting somewhere. So when I left school, my first job was on a construction site cleaning floors. Okay, my friends laughed at me because I was a floor cleaner, but I said to myself, at least I'm making my own money. Okay, so yeah, so money is very important, but then after that, think about that maybe it's not the only thing in the world, but in the beginning it's very important. Yeah, you're totally right, guys. It's very important because without money, life is not, I think it's not funny. It's not funny. Yeah.
And I think what is also different in our situation in Austria, we have a strong social system.
Totally.
So also for our parents, they're, you know, if they have to go to hospital or they are retired or they are sick, it's like the state, because we are paying so much taxes, is caring for them. And in India, it's different. So many of these young people, they are already in charge of their parents, and sometimes they have big health problems, and also for this money is needed. So this is a little difference I learned, you know.
Of course. This is also something. So I'm from Iran, and when I talk to my family in Iran, in the small towns, it's like this. People are earning money for the families. Okay, people are earning for the money for the families, But what I wanted to say is, if someone from you says, okay, now I have the chance to do something great, always understand that I think the basis of life is being there for each other. Okay. And if we're making money, of course, we have to take care of ourselves and our family. Of course, this is always the basis. It's always the basis. Yeah. Everything else is just a plus.
That's true. Are there any questions? Because Akash, he wanted to know in which class Ali dropped out. You told us it was right before the ISC, you said.
Yeah, it was 6 months, 7 months before the ISC, because at the ISC exam in Austria, you have to talk in front of people. Okay, so the final exams, you always also have to talk in front of people. And I was stuttering. I was not able to say a word. And I said to the teachers, is it possible for me doing the exam only in a form where I have to write down the answers? And they said, no, it's not possible. It's the system. It has to be that way. And I was so afraid of it. I became sick. I left school very early every day and stuff like this. And then I dropped out. I said, okay, it's not gonna happen for me. Yeah.
Are there any more questions maybe on Ali's life story and his mindset?
Because then I will.
Yes, Claudia, I have a story. I want to tell a question. My name is Somnath Haidar Ali.
Hi.
I want to tell that hard work is everything I know. Did fortune help in your life? Luck, fortune. Did fortune work in your life? Anything?
It's a very good thing you're bringing into the game. Of course, it's very simple saying that it was only me who made it. To be honest, there was one thing in my life which always helped me walking my own path, and maybe I will call it hope. Maybe I will call it believing in something bigger. Maybe someone calls it fate. No matter how you're calling it, you always have people around you who believe in you. So it means success in your own life. It's not always made by yourself. It's always someone standing next to you believing in you. It's like someone from Zuki says, hey, there is this boy, I believe in him, we should help them. Okay, this is one thing which is always part of your way. But yeah, there was hope in my life always. And I have no idea where it comes from, but something inside of myself always said to me, it will turn out in a good way. To be honest, I also never thought about something different. I always said to myself, I don't want to end like my father. And there was a deep inner voice inside of myself who always said to me, Ali, it's not easy. Work harder than everyone else. Use the chances, but at the end, it will turn out in a good way. I don't know why. But when I was a kid, I had this vision of the life I have today. When people are telling me, wow, are you surprised that you're successful? I said, no, something inside of me as a kid told me I will become that person I always wished for. And yeah, maybe it's hope, maybe it's luck, but this is always part of life. It's not only hard work, never. It's also believing in something. It is believing in something that there is something out there.
I remember, Ali, when I was when we met the first time for our interview for my radio show, I came to your apartment, the other place. Now you moved with your family, and there you showed me a meditation room, an empty room with I think a mattress or something on the floor. There you said everything was white, nothing on the wall, and you said you are doing meditation. So you're still doing that? You're still doing it
every day. Every day, I take some time for myself, sometimes at home, but if I have to go somewhere else and I have to leave the house at 4 o'clock, for example, I have to fly somewhere, I sometimes do it at the toilet of the airport, okay? It's not a joke, okay? I always find time for it, but yeah, meditation is for me listening to my inner voice and reconnecting myself with something much, much bigger, because I'm just a human being. I will be gone in 100 years. And I truly believe that we as human beings, we're part of a bigger journey. And we, with our human minds, we can't describe what life is really all about. We're part of this journey, And when I do meditate, it helps me to calm down. Because when I was younger, I was very nervous. I was so nervous about life. I still remember I got chances, I got opportunities, but I was always nervous, always nervous, always nervous. I was never good enough, never good enough. And meditation and this stuff helped me in my life later on becoming calm. And when you do meditation and you do it every day or every second day, but when you do it regularly, it helps you to connect with something bigger in life. And when you do this, the stress is gone because you know that you're part of something bigger in life. You know that life is not all about you, it's about something bigger.
Rohit, your mic is on. Whom is he shouting at?
Okay.
No, it's muted. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So this meditation thing, it was one tool. It was one tool that helped me to having more focus in the here and now. Because in life you have to stay calm. And the more your life is stressful, the more your childhood was not good, the more life hits you very hard in the early years of your life, the more you need to learn tools, how to get mindful, how to recalibrate yourself with yourself. And we have people in this world who say that meditation is amazing, but they don't tell you the most important thing, and you learned it. It's the compound effect. You have to do it every day. If you do this year over year over year, you train your mind and yourself that no matter what kind of fear is coming up, no matter how stressful you are inside of yourself, no matter how nervous you are, you train yourself how to adapt to this world, which is very uncertain. And yeah, you're totally right, Claudia, it was meditation that helped me a lot. And there's also another thing which helped me a lot, and this is something I want to show you guys now, and this is the exercise I want to do with you guys. Are you ready for it? Yep. Please, if you have a pen with yourself and a sheet of paper, now take them out for yourself, and now we will do something, okay? So what we're going to do, guys, is if you're ready with a pen and a sheet of paper, just please say I'm ready, or just type it in the chat and say I'm ready. Then I know that I can move forward. Okay, one person is ready. This is good. Okay. Cool. Then we should start. Give me just a second. Okay, so let's start. There are two things which are helping us in our life sometimes going forward. It's having focus and being grateful. Now I will tell you something from the field of brain science. Okay, in my job, when I coach leaders, when I work with people in the field of leadership, I also work with brain scientists. And since 7 years, I'm very deep into brain science and how our human brain is working. Okay, and there's one thing which is very important you have to understand, and it is this: your brain cannot be grateful and angry or sad at the same time. So when something happens in your life and you're grateful, although it happened, when you know what you can be grateful in life for, then in the same moment, in the exact same moment, your brain can't be angry or sad. This is very important to understand. So, and imagine you're driving in a car, okay? And you are in your car, okay? You're driving on the street, everything is fine, and someone hits your car, okay? From the side, from the right side. And you're stopping your car, and then you can decide. Do you want to be angry about the person? When you're angry, then you're screaming around and you're fighting with the person, or you decide to be grateful. It means, of course you're angry because the guy hits your car, okay? Your beautiful new car, there is a crash, but you are grateful that only the car was hit and no one else was hurt inside of the car. When you when you step out of the car and you're grateful because only the car was hit and no one else was damaged or hurt. In this moment, you talk to the person, maybe you're a little bit angry, you're telling them, hey guys, it's not okay, I will call the police, but you're not losing yourself into the emotion. You're staying calm because you're grateful that you're still alive. The people in the car are still alive. This is a decision you can make, okay? This means your brain cannot be grateful and angry or sad at the same time. And the cool thing is, with the compound effect, you can train this. But if you want to train this, you need some basics about what you can be grateful for. Therefore, guys, we're doing something very simple. In life, there are 7 areas, okay? 7 areas of life. When you take a look at life, there is a wheel of life. It is, one area is family, one is who you're with or you love. Maybe you want to be in love with someone. Number 3 is your health, okay? Then your profession, so what you're working on, or maybe when you're a student, what you're learning at the moment. Then friendship is another area. Then personal development, it means who you want to become as a human being, okay? And your finances. So the thing is, what I want now from you guys is, take out a white sheet of paper and draw lines like this. Take out a white sheet of paper, in the middle make a circle and write in grateful, and then make these areas. But in this case, I only wrote down 6 areas. I left out the financial part because you guys are still students. You're not earning the big money at the moment from your jobs. Therefore, only 6 areas at the moment. And please write down the areas like you're seeing it on that page at the moment. On the right corner in the top, family, and then on the left, personal development, and so on, okay? So on your white sheet of paper, please make a drawing exactly so like you're seeing it at the moment. And when you're done with it, please write in the chat, I'm ready. Then I know you're ready to do the next step. I'm waiting. Who's the first person who's writing down everything that way? Okay, perfect. Okay, the first guys are ready. Okay, so in the next step, do the following thing, okay? For each of these 6 areas, write in one thing you're grateful for. And I can tell you a simple thing. In my case, when I was a young person, as a family, I was not happy with my family, but I was grateful that they gave me my life, for example. Okay, I was grateful that my family gave me my life, for example, or I was grateful that I had a little brother. Okay, so now for the next 60 seconds, okay, very quick. For each of these areas, write down one word in it or one sentence. What are you grateful? Just only for yourself. So the area of family, write down what you're grateful when you think about the topic of family, the topic of health, the topic of profession, friendship, personal development. If you're not in love with someone, okay, maybe you're grateful because you're able to have a relationship with yourself, okay? So be creative, but write something down in each of these areas, okay? And really be creative, okay? Maybe in the field of personal development, maybe you're grateful because you invested today 60 minutes or maybe 2 hours into your own personal development, okay? When it comes to friendship, maybe you're grateful because you found other people at Zuki who are really great. It's totally up to you, okay? It's very individual, but just write down at least one thing you're grateful in every area. And when you're done, please write in the chat, done. Then I know where your guys are at the moment. And don't think too much. So just listen maybe to your inner voice. Is there something which is coming up? Okay, the first people are done. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I will wait for some other people to write done, then I know. So if you're done with it, please write done in the chat. Okay, Great, great, great. More and more people are writing down. Perfect. If you say, Ali, it's not enough time now, of course, you can also do it later after your dinner. Okay, so you can finish it. This is the first thing you do, okay? Now you have a sheet of paper in front of yourself with 6 life areas where you know what you can be grateful for. Okay, this is the first part, okay, of the exercise. Now comes the second part, guys. The second part is very simple. It goes like this. Without a goal in life, you can't score, okay? It means you need a vision of your life. We heard someone today who said one of his visions in life is he wants to build a house for his mom. It's amazing. What we do now is, and we do this now with all of the 7 life areas, please use a new white sheet of paper or use the existing one and turn it around. And please, on the white sheet of paper, write down everything like you're seeing it now. So write down all of the 7 areas of life under each other. And then next to them, you make 3 columns. The first column is where you see yourself in this area in 5 years, what you see in 10 years, what you see in 15 years, okay? And for now, because we do not have so much time, only fill out the column in the middle in 10 years. So it means when you think about family, what do you see in 10 years? Maybe one sentence is okay. Maybe one word is okay. Maybe you will write down a big happy family, okay? Who knows, okay? Then in the second field, third field, fourth field, maybe you will write down the area of life in 10 years when it comes to physical and mental health. You want to run a marathon, maybe, okay? Totally up to you what you want to write down. But now for the session today, only fill out the column with where do you see yourself in 10 years, okay? For each of the areas. Also for friendship, for personal development, for finances. Maybe in 10 years, the field of personal development, you want to become a mentor for others. Maybe you want to become a role model for others. Maybe you want to help other people or other kids to grow. It's totally up to you where you want to be, okay? So now, take the white sheet of paper, write down the 7 areas of life under each other, then make 3 columns next to it in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years where you see yourself, and only fill out the middle one. It means in 10 years. And when you're done with this one, also write in the chat, I'm done. So that takes a little bit longer, I know that, but it's very important for what comes next. And don't overthink it. Again, just listen to what is coming up. When you think about family in 10 years, what is coming up? 2 kids, no kids, traveling the world, still looking for the right one. Totally up to you. Just think about a relationship. Do you want to meet, I don't know, your soul twin, okay? And so on. Okay, the first people are done. Okay, I will wait for some more people writing done in the chat. Then we can move forward. Perfect. And the other 2 columns, it means where do you see yourself in 5 years and in 50 years? Please fill them out later when you have time. Okay. The column with the 5 years is going to help you to understand what kind of step do you need to become the person you have to be the person also in 10 years, okay? And in this case, when you're writing it down, use your imagination, use your dreams, your hopes. This is the area of your life where you can really think big. Don't think about the obstacles. Don't think about it, is it possible or not? Think what you want to have, okay? So what I want from you guys then is, if you have filled out the column with in 10 years, please today, before you go to bed, or maybe more tomorrow in the morning, the first thing you do is also write everything into the other 2 columns in 5 years and 15 years. So what you guys now have is one sheet of paper where you know what you can be grateful for, And then you have a second sheet of paper where you know where you want to go. And now comes the simple part, but the simple stuff is always the hardest part. Because the simple part in life is always the part where we think we can skip it over and over again. But this is the most important thing. What you guys do now, and do this for the rest of your life, okay, if possible. Every day, for at least 2 minutes. Take time for yourself. Maybe go to the toilet, okay, where no one sees you. And then you take a look at both pieces of paper and you read them out loud for yourself. You don't have to scream, but what I do every day is I wake up in the morning, and no matter where I am, I take a look at what I'm grateful for, and I'm really like this. I'm really like going through our apartment, like I'm grateful for my wife. I'm grateful for my health. I really do this every day. Why? When you do this, when you take a look at what you're grateful for and you're reading it out loud and your voice is going back to your ear, more senses are helping your brain to focus on that stuff. It means your ears, what you're hearing and what you're seeing, what you're doing with your body helps you to put this information, which is important for you, to bring yourself calm and down in stressful situation. It brings it back to your brain for processing, okay? This is something we know from brain science. And when you do the same thing with your goals, when you say to yourself, in 5 years, I want to become the person who has a family with 2 kids. I want to be the person who is running a marathon. What happens is you're telling your own brain and your mind the right story about yourself. If you don't tell yourself your own story, then you will be affected by stories from other people about you. The more you train it, you train your own brain what kind of vision your brain should have. And maybe you know it from the newspapers. When you consume the news every day and you will hear every day everything is bad, everything is worse, then your brain starts to believe it. Although maybe you don't see war in your own street, but you always listen from the war, then suddenly you're afraid. Although nothing has changed in your neighborhood. And this is how our brain works. So brain science knows we have to use the compound effect, which this means if we do something every day, it becomes a habit. And when it becomes a habit, it's part of us every day. So if you really want to have focus in life, where you want to know where to go, and when you want to have confidence that life is not so bad always in stressful situations, there are things you can be grateful for, you have to train yourself for the hard situations. And how do you train yourself? You focus every day on your goals, where you want to go, and on what you can be grateful for. And if you do this for the first 2, 3, 4 days, maybe it sounds a little bit rubbish, but you will see, and you will see change after 2 or 3 weeks. You will see that you're more confident, you know where you want to go. When something happens in your life, out of nothing, a stressful situation, you will see that your reaction is not that emotional. And this is only because you trained your brain every day, staying on focus of your own life, who you want to become. And to be honest, the first time I heard about this exercise, I thought it's bullshit. I said, come on, talking to myself, it's not going to work. And then I talked to brain scientists, people from the field of research, and they told me, if you do not program your own mind, the news, the media, other people are going to tell you what you have to think about the world. And don't get me wrong, listen to the news, learn the facts, learn the objectives. But when it comes about your life, your vision, your life, where you want to go, what you want to be grateful, you have to train your mind really every day, guys. Why? Because our energy in life goes where our attention is, and everything in this world wants your attention. Every TikTok video, every WhatsApp message, every news out there, everyone wants your attention. This is normal, this is life. And therefore, if you don't put your own attention once a day for a few minutes on what's important for you, then you will lose yourself into the world, into your exercises, your studies, everything other people want from you. Therefore, if you want to be very fit for the future, only 2-3 minutes a day, maybe it's 5 minutes. Take time for yourself and just take a look at the sheet of paper, read it for yourself. If it's not possible to do it loud, then do it a little bit. Yeah, so don't use your voice in a very loud way, but you have to do it every day. And I can tell you, I do this since more than 10 years. And in my last few years of my life, a lot of dramatic stuff happened. My mom died because of cancer. I was in a startup I created in the world with my heart blood, and then I got fired from my own co-founder because we had a fight and he was not able to deal with it. Therefore, he fired me. I had to recreate myself out of nothing while my mom had cancer and my wife was pregnant. And people said to me, how do you manage, Ali, or how did you manage to recreate yourself in life so many times? I always said it's very simple. I have 2 sheets of paper. On the one sheet, I know what I'm grateful for, no matter what's happening. And on the other sheet of paper, I know where I want to go. And this is something I do constantly since 10 years, guys. And this is one thing I just wanted to tell you today, because you have a great opportunity. So with Zuki, walking your own way, but it's your job staying on track and not losing yourself into your emotions. And your emotions will come up. You will be nervous. You will be full of stress. This is what is called humanity. But don't make the same mistakes like all of the adults are doing. They're not training their mind for what is really happening in their life, where they want to go. Therefore, most of the people in the world are afraid of the future because they don't have a vision of their own future. So, are there any questions about this?
Now there's the chance to speak to Ali.
Now I told you the most important things about my life, how I managed it, and how I believe you can also do it. Are there some questions, guys, or maybe something you guys want to share? Maybe you guys want to share something about your own experiences, good parts, hard parts.
Anybody?
I think people are shy because you're a hard act to follow.
But Ali, maybe you can tell us, because it looks like that you always find a solution and you don't have these real down phases now that you.
I have them. You want me to talk about the downs in life?
Yes, because you are so strong now telling us your story. So we know that this was a long way to come to this point. But when was your last desperate moment?
I can tell you immediately. Claudia, this is something I never told someone. Okay, guys, I'm now telling you a story no one knows. Okay, no one. Okay. I told you that 10 years ago I started this little startup called What You Do for the kids, and it became a success and it was big and great. And I was the CEO for the first few years. And then I became mentally sick because I was forced to be a manager. I'm not a manager. I'm someone who's starting stuff. And then I had a second burnout in my life. It was in 2014, 2015. And I said to my team that I'm not able to lead the company. I'm mentally not fit. I need some mental treatment because I again lost myself into the company has to become big and stuff like this. And for a few weeks, I was out of the company. And then after I think a month, everything was fine. And also everyone in the hospital told me I can go back. And one person I started the company with told me, no, you're not, we don't want you back. He said to me that now he wants to be the boss and he's not giving me the chance coming back. And when I was mentally sick, I was forced to give him all of the possibilities dealing the company and leading the company because I was not able to doing it. Okay, I was sick. I was really sick. The doctors told me, you're sick, you have to stay at home, it's not going to work. I managed in a way coming back, helping the company, getting great investors on board, doing the school stuff, but I was a stranger in my own company for many years. Since between 2015 and end of 2018, I was a stranger in my own company. I was nearly crying every day. It was not funny for myself, but I always said to myself, who knows, maybe this is a chance for something. Maybe I have to learn it the hard way. And in 2018, in summer 2018, I found out that I'm going to be a father for the first time. And I was totally happy about it. And I said to myself, now it's not the time being part of that company anymore. It's not healthy for all of us. Maybe I have to walk a new way. And what happened was that in that summer, when I found out that I'm going to be a father, I also had an injury. I was doing sports, okay? And I had a big injury and I had to be in hospital for a week. And this 1 week in the hospital, and this 1 week with this injury, my wife told me, darling, I'm pregnant. And I was sitting in this hospital. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be a father the first time. Amazing. And then when I was at home, the doctors told me I have to stay in bed for 4 weeks because of this injury at my leg, okay? Because it was because of sports and soccer and stuff like this. And in these 4 weeks, when I was sitting, when I was lying in bed, I thought about the company I started a few years ago. And I saw that a lot of the things are not going in a well direction. And I talked to the person I started the company with at that moment, and the official story is 4 of us started the company, but there was one of these founders who was more involved. And I talked to him in September 2018 about everything I saw in the company and all of the problems I saw, and he was leading the company. I said to him, hey, for the first time in my life, I really have to tell you what I really think about the company. And our conversation was very hard. It was very harsh. It was really challenging. We had a very big fight, but only in talking. And I said to him, the way you're doing it, it's not the right way to go. And I know this person for more than 20 years of my life, since my childhood. And we never managed having a fight with each other. But for the first time, we had a fight with each other. Okay. When we left the room both, we said to each other, okay, we have to talk about it in the next 2 or 3 weeks, okay? Because I had my opinion, he has his opinion. And now, guys, I tell you something no one knows, okay? In the next 2 weeks, I tried to get an appointment with him, and he always said he has no time, he has no time. And one day he said to me, he has time, and it was end of September 2018. I entered the office of the company I started, and I brought him into the company. And I entered the room for the meeting, and I saw that he was sitting there with our financial officer. And I was like, hey, what is going on now? We just wanted to talk to each other from co-founder to co-founder about the problems. And he looked at me and said, Ali, I decided to fire you immediately. And I said to him, why? And he said, I'm not forced to tell you why. It is like it is. And I was like, what? I started the company. I brought you inside of the company, and then we have a fight for the first time, and the first thing you do is you're firing me? She said, yeah, you're fired. And on the same day in the evening, my mom told me that she has cancer, and she has nearly 6 or 10 months to staying alive, but it's the end of the road. And at the same time, my wife was pregnant, okay? And I knew that the company I started, I have to leave 2 months later. My mom's dying and my wife is pregnant, and I have no money and no income because the company I started is firing me. And I can't tell you guys, this was the hardest time in my life, and it was 2018. And on the 1st of January 2019, I woke up in a new apartment we rented because my wife was pregnant and we knew we need a new apartment. I had no income. I was without a job, and I was totally ashamed of myself telling people that I was someone from my own company was putting me out. After that, everyone found out that he was not right, it was his mistake, blah, 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 blah. And I gave him also the promise not to tell someone the truth about him because it is not good for the company. So I kept it for myself. But I can tell you that the year 2019 was the hardest year of my life, where I was forced to recreate myself. And the thing which helped me was, I can tell you, I started to pray. I prayed every day for a better future. I was really afraid. I was ashamed of myself. But I said to myself, and again, I asked myself, okay, I can be grateful for because I have my wife. I have still some time saying goodbye to my mom. For example, I knew that she had cancer, she's going to die, but I was grateful because we found it out a few months before and I was able to say goodbye to her. This means what I started to do is I adapted everything I told you before to the situation. And it was not a funny situation. I was not able to sleep every night. For months, I slept every night only for 2 hours or I think 2 hours, 3 hours every night. I gained weight a lot. I was really afraid of the future. I became successful again in my new businesses with everything I learned. And I made more revenue than ever before. But on the journey there, I always said to myself, and maybe you can laugh at me, but I always said to myself, believe in God. It will work out in a way. As long as I have 2 hands and I can use my language, I can go back at least cleaning floors. I said to my wife, if everything cracks down, I will start being a floor cleaner again or a cab driver. This was something in my head, okay? And then my mom died at the same time. One of my best friends also died suddenly at the age of 36. In only 12 months, I had 6 losses of people who were very, very close to me, but I never lost this feeling that life will go on. I totally cracked down. I was sad. I was not happy. I was totally not happy, but something inside of me always said to me, this is part of life. This is part of life. And I can't tell you what helped me going through. I truly believed it was my childhood and everything I've experienced before. This made me stronger. But 2018, middle of 2018 and 2019 was the most horrible time of my whole life. And it's only 4 years ago. So when people always tell me I'm so strong, but I don't believe I'm strong. I just talk about stuff I experienced. And what I told you guys before when we started with this session, I told you I can only talk to you about my experiences from the last 40 years of my life. Maybe you will tell me it's bullshit or not, but this is how I experienced life. I truly believe that stuff makes you stronger, but on the way going there, it will crack you down sometimes. But 3 or 4 years ago, my life was like, what the hell is going on here? One step after the other, one step after the other, one step after the other, and then you will see, okay, everything turns out in a good way. So this is the truth.
An amazing story.
Hello, I have a question now.
Why?
Of course.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Hi, Ali. It's wonderful to see you and be motivated by your stories and experiences. I know the tagline you have on your t-shirt, it signifies something, but I was going through on your website and I saw there was a tagline, female, future and force. Could you please tell us what does it signify?
Yeah,
I'm curious to know.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so I told you about my childhood, and my father was not able being a father, and I saw how my mom managed in a way everything in our life. She had 2 kids, a sick husband, and she somehow managed having somehow a good life for us, okay, so that our focus on education was not lost and so on. And when I started with What You Do, when we interviewed people in companies, I saw that most of the women, they were not self-confident enough. They thought that because they are women, they're not good enough in the world. And when you were raised by a woman who really tried to do everything in the best way for their kids, you see that we need balance in life. And there are two things we totally lost the balance in the last decades of life or world. It is how we treat Mother Nature and how we treat women in society and in the business world. And for the future of the world, if we want to have a great nature, a great climate, a great society, we need both parts of the world on the table for the right decisions. And also in business, for example, in the field of business, from the field of science, you know, if you put men and women into leadership positions for decisions, then the outcome is much better if there only would be only men or women. So what we need is a world of balance. And if there is no balance because the women are not treated right, I truly believe that one of my biggest jobs in my life is to talk about it. When I go to business conferences, when I go to schools, when I was a teacher, I saw that there is a lack of confidence with girls, and we need women in new positions because we need a balanced world. And at the moment, the world, when it comes to balance, business, how we deal also with people globally, there is no balance. And therefore, when I every time I have this shirt on when I'm on stage, every time someone asks me what the shirt is all about, and then I'm able to talk about the all of the problems we have these days. And when I was born, no one asked me if I want to be a man or a woman, and because I'm a man, it's much easier for me in this world. But imagine I would be born as a woman, then I had to fight more for my rights. And what I try to do with this shirt is when I go somewhere, I try to put the conversation into a way where people ask me, Ali, why are you wearing this? And the thing is, I'm a father of a little girl. When she grows up, I don't want her to be 18 years old one day and telling me that there are still these problems for women in the world of business, for example. And therefore, this is also my job as a father, in a way, you can say, creating a world for my little daughter.
Wow. Thank you so much for your insights.
Thank you.
Like, yeah,
thank you for the question.
You are very much right with this. Like there is a kind of disparity between men and women all around the world, but in India it's too much. Like the disparity is too much, and the discrimination. For example, if I would tell you about in my family, like now that I'm working in Romania and I have kind of started earning money, so I was thinking of I was thinking of making a course with my niece, and I was thinking of first doing a nursing course with her, but she's not that good in education, so I thought of making her do beautician course. Okay, and she liked it because she's good in the designing, and she's very creative minded. And but her mother, my sister, like in the beginning she said okay, fine, and then I kind of knew that, like, I was happy that she said yes, but then she started telling her opinions that no, like we are in a Muslim religion and girls don't do such things, and girls of her age, they all got married, and eventually she would get married and go to her like in-laws and she would be there.
Yeah.
Like, and then I said, okay, we tried to explain her, but ultimately, like, we can't do anything because like, she's not my daughter.
I know.
She's the daughter of someone else. So you can understand, like.
I know what you mean. It's not easy. It's not easy. Also, where I'm from Iran, and in Iran, when you're 18 years old as a man, when I became 18 years old in Austria, they started sending me pictures from Iran, from women. They want them to marry me. So we still have also in Iran the thing that when you're a woman, someone else wants you to marry the right person, and we have so many problems. I can tell you the only thing you can do in whatever you do is give people the feeling that they are good enough. no matter if you can do something or not, but when you're in interaction with people, try maybe your best to help people. And when you see that it's not possible, at least try to show the people you want to empower that they are worth it doing something. This is sometimes much, much more than everything these people know. But thank you for your input. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you from the heart, really.
Ali, I told you when we were discussing about this session that, you know, very often when I'm talking, I was now in Kolkata with Malis, and we also had a session with the college students, was very good. But very often there is this topic of, I have a minority complex because of my background, and now I'm in a college, also thanks to the Zuki sponsors, I can have a really good education, but I'm with rich kids. So this makes me feel very insecure. So you have also this story coming from this background. How did you deal with it?
To be honest, I can only tell you what I've done. For me as a young person, it was horrible. Everything I had as a kid was just a present by the Caritas or the Red Cross or the UNICEF. Until I was, I think, 13, 14 years old, we never had money to buy something new for ourselves. Never. Everything I had was some clothes from other people who gave it to us. And in school, and especially in Austria, when you're in school, everyone takes a look at your shoes and the brands you have and the hoodies you have. Everyone is like, wow, he has the newest Nike shoes and stuff like this. And I remember when I think I was 12, and someone in school once said to me, yeah, Ali, you know what? You won't have these shoes ever because your family is poor, isn't it? And for me, it was a slap into the face because he said it to me in front of everyone in school. And he was right, I was poor. We never had the money. So this is something, there is no, how to say, when you have rich kids or other people next to you, it's not easy, but something has changed, guys. When I was 12 years old, everything I had, it was based on the income of my parents or my mom. I was dependent of them. What you guys have now at the moment with the chances as Zukis, you have the chance to become independent of other people and their income. If you manage having a great life for yourself, you can be much, much bigger than also these people. Sometimes when we have rich people next to us, we think that we're not good enough because we still believe we are these kids at home who do not have the chance to do something. But now you can be in charge of your life. Maybe not in the next 2 or 3 years you will have enough money, but maybe in the next 10 years you will have everything you need. And one thing is also very important. When you take a look at rich kids or other people, ask yourself, do you really want to have that life? Really? But because sometimes you don't want to have all of the stuff they have. I know so many rich people with millions on their bank account. But for example, when it comes to their families, the last 40 years they were married to someone, but they were not happy. And because they thought they have to be the great guys in front of everyone else, they never gave themselves the chance to be happy again. They never said, okay, maybe I want to have a new relationship. They stayed in the relationship until both sides were totally unhappy. And then they found someone else. They found the love of their life at the age of 60 plus. It's okay having the love of your life at the age of 60 plus. But when you know that for 40 years you're not happy, and you have millions on your bank account, but you have not the mental ability to say, I want to be happy also with someone in a great relationship, then of course you can take a look at the rich person and say, hey, the money of the person is great, but ask yourself, do you really want to have the whole life of the person? Because being rich, I don't know someone who is really happy because they're rich. Of course you need money in life, and we talked about it before. Without enough money, life is not a cool thing, to be honest. But you have to start to compare yourself with the right stuff. Stop comparing yourself with others. Instead, when you see you're comparing yourself with others, Start comparing yourself with yourself 10 years ago. This is the first step you do. And the second step is, and this helped me, to be honest, when I think I was 25, I said to myself, one day I will be bigger and more successful than all of these people around myself. And for me, it was a driving force. It helped. It helped. But no one can tell you what your future is going to be, and therefore your future can be anything. But I can tell you, if you lose yourself into the moment comparing yourself with others, I don't think that you want to be happy. And one thing you really have to learn is, do not take a look at only one area of life. Life is about 7 areas I showed you before. And when you take a look at the financial area, this is only one part. Maybe they're not happy in their relationships. Maybe they're not happy with other stuff. Always compare yourself with the 7 areas of life, and only with someone who has the same background like you. If you are on a starting line and you want to run a marathon, imagine you want to run a marathon, okay? You're standing at the starting point, okay? Someone else is standing next to you. And you have, on your feet, you have obstacles, okay? For example, you have on maybe your shoes are 10 kilograms heavy. And the person next to you is running with light shoes who are only 200 grams. You can't compare yourself with the person next to you. If life gave you more obstacles, it gave you, when life gave you more challenges, you can't compare yourself with someone who started in life with no challenges. What are you comparing, guys? What are you comparing? This is the smart thing you have to learn. You're not kids anymore. You're not 10 years old, guys. You're not 12. Start becoming adults. And what adults know is, they know what to compare to. I learned that I can't compare myself with an Austrian guy who was born in a family with money, because the starting point of the person, I can't compare the starting point with my own. So what do I compare? But then I thought about these people. And what I saw, for example, so with rich people, is they don't have a purpose in life. They have no idea why they are waking up in the morning. And because I had a lack of money in my life, I had to find the purpose in my life one day. So when I talk today to people, a lot of people are coming to coaching to me, people with a lot of money, investors who have made millions. And then they're telling me, Ali, you know, I'm 53 years old. I have so much money. I have success, but I'm empty inside. And this showed me, if I would compare myself with this person on a financial level, then I would lose. If I would compare myself based on all of the 7 areas of life with that person, then I see, hey, I'm damn happy because I know why I'm waking up, but this person is not. And therefore, be smart, guys. Be smart. Always, when you compare yourself in all of the 7 life areas, compare yourself with yourself 10 years ago and understand that your starting point was different to other people. Therefore, you can't logically compare yourself with others, because it's like comparing an apple to a glass of water. It's not the same. What are you comparing? Compare yourself to other people who had the same background, the same CV, the same problems like you. Then you can compare yourself. Okay, do this. Everything else, it's just childish. And this is something you have to understand. You're not 10 years old anymore. You're adults of the future. And this was something I had to learn the hard way. But comparing yourself is normal for us. This is also something. Our brain is doing this, but one day you have to say to yourself, stop. Okay, it's not getting better doing it that way.
Very impressive, Ali.
It was a wonderful coaching. Thank you very much. I'm really impressed, happy for the kids to hear all this. Thank you for myself. Great.
Ali, how could we now include everyone? Should we ask for feedback in the chat and then take out 2 or 3? Because I think it will be too many to ask everybody.
Yeah. So totally up to you how you want to do it. Is there so maybe they want to share what they learned?
Is there any question before we do that? The feedback. What would you suggest? Because it's like 30 people. If you ask everybody, I think it will be long.
I can tell you that every time when I do sessions, sometimes there are no questions or something like this, but 2 weeks later, I get emails or direct messages on Instagram like this from the people, because stuff needs to becoming part of the experience. But what I would do now is, maybe we are 37 people. Maybe everyone can say one sentence, the one thing you learned for yourself.
This
so
is
the
a
one
good idea.
aha moment. So the
Because
one
we
thing where
want
you
to
said, okay,
hear
this is-
everybody. Yes.
Yeah.
Should we start?
Yeah.
So one sentence. Yes, you don't have to thank Ali or introduce yourself. So just very quickly, Asad, you are the first on my screen. So what is your sentence if you're spontaneously? What did you take with you?
A very good information or understanding about the money matter.
Yes. And we also include our coaches. Maggie, can you tell us, what did you take with you?
Well, what I take with me is stand up again and again and do it, and just be active. Don't wait for others to do your life. You have to do it by yourself.
Malis?
I like best the phrase like, if you don't have a vision of yourself, you start comparing yourself to others. That's wonderfully expressed. Thank you.
So true.
Yeah, I have learned that if there is something wrong, that is the turning point of your life.
What if you don't
There
take
is
some?
wrong in your life, then that is the turning point of your life.
The turning point. Yes, this was very good also in the Ella. Yes, also our coaches. What was your learning today?
To be grateful, like every day. Practice to be grateful every day.
Practice.
Jagat, you were nodding when we were speaking about rich kids. They don't have a purpose in life. I was watching.
And that was I was telling. This is the first time means I'm very proud that I am very poor. Proud of myself.
Really?
That's why means I have a reason to become rich. To become first in my class.
He is brilliant in his class. Yes, he's yeah.
Great. I love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
You are the motivation engine today. Tinku, you were also very attentive today. I watched you. What are you taking with you? Unmute your mic, please.
Would be great.
So I have taken that never give up, always see forward what you want, what you can do, and you can means everyone can do anything in their life, only never give up.
Thank you.
Sabina?
Me, do you mean me or Sabina?
No, Sabina Asif and
we have enough time, so we should use our time precisely.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
This is so important. This is so important, really. Thank you so much.
Sanat, what is in your mind now?
I can say that this world is like a stretch where you have to, where you came alone and you will go alone. So you have to walk alone. Don't compare yourself with others.
Very important.
Yes. Sabine, our Sabine?
Well, I'm much older. So, but what I really took from Ali is how authentic you are. Your story is so real. The way you say it is so engaging. Everybody hangs on every word because actually also the way you say what you say. And I've just been watching you and I think of your very natural charisma. I think you're standing, which I find also interesting because it's a long talk and you're standing. And I just think that I'd like also the coaches to take from today how you told us what you told us, because it was brilliant.
Good. This is really, what I thought the whole time, because people were just watching and listening.
Thank you so much.
Very, very good story. I know it because, you know, we had our interviews. I think we should very soon have another one.
Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Maybe you you see it, maybe not. I now have tears in my eyes because today in the morning I said to my wife, I'm so afraid of our session today because I have no idea what to tell you guys. Because I saw your CVs, and in comparison to you guys, my life was one lucky shot. And I saw what you have, what kind of challenges you had in your childhood. And I was really afraid. I said to my wife, I have no idea if I can do this. I don't know if my experience is helping them or it's just childish. And listening to these things, it really touches me. Thank you.
You were touching us. Somnath, what are you taking away now with you, Somnath?
I think I've learned from Ali that you should use all the opportunity in your life. If you are born poor, you should not die poor. You should do something that every person say that person born poor, but he died rich. That's and Ali was an inspiring person for me. I think he's a good speaker.
I think this Somnath guy, he was also crying listening to your story.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
But it's interesting to watch also behind Ali, because behind you were telling about this Nike, the story of the Nike shoes. So I think you bought all of these sneakers because money has a certain value, and you wanted to have them now, many of them.
Yeah.
So possession in some way, after having experienced what you experience, has a certain importance. Things.
Yeah, of course. A lot of the things here, they have value for me, and of course, sometimes stuff has value for you, and sometimes it can be stuff which is only emotional. Sometimes you want to have something. Of course, when you take a look at my office here, it's full of shoes. there are two things in my life which have the most value for me, except my family and stuff like this. It's books, and it's basketball shoes. So when you come to my office, I have, I think, more than 1,000 books and shoes. This is, I know I'm totally crazy, but for me this is important.
Yeah, if it makes you happy. Yeah. So and it's a symbol. The shoes are also a symbol for a certain success in life. Samrat, what is your learning?
I want to share 3 most important points that I've learned from today's lesson. That you are not poor. Actually, you will be. You can say if you are poor when you do not do anything for your life. Means right now you are not poor. It's the condition that is in a poor condition. So, and the second thing is life is not a straight line going towards upward, and it is not an ups and down. But the thing is that it is like a roller coaster. It's a spiral way.
And
yeah, that's true. And there are some turning points. Moidel, good evening to Romania. We see on your jacket that you are in Europe because it's winter time already there. So what is your learning from this session?
Yes, I've learned a lot of things, and thank you, Ali, for giving your valuable time to us. You are really an eloquent orator, and you spoke and you spoke with so much clarity that you did not leave any questions for me to attack you.
But this one sentence you are taking away spontaneously.
Yes, and one question is that, like, what you do with the opportunities in your life is up to you. This is a very strong line. Yes, and I want to take it with me today and always.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ali.
Thank you.
Viswajit, you are next.
Hello. I'm taking from this session that are 7 areas of life which can change my thinking actually.
Wow.
It's very important that it's not just one success, but success or a life means so many different departments. And yeah, can I? What is your sentence? What is your idea you are taking with you?
Firstly, thank you, Ali, for being a guest speaker in this session. And the life story you told, and like you were so poor, you mentioned that means many times. So I can imagine how poor it was. But now you are so successful. This journey, this story you said, that motivation I want to take. Because you know that Zuki help us, and we are on the path to a success. We are also poor, but after listening to your story, I feel more motivated, and I also want to be more successful among the people of being so poor surround me. Like you told, somebody told you that you cannot buy this thing because you are poor. Then you imagine that you want to be more successful than them. That is the motivation which I want to take.
Great.
And I had one question, like you have so many basketball shoes behind you. Like I watch NBA. NBA, I know, I have, and my best player LeBron James, and I watch Lakers game. So do you have any best player and any team do you support?
So for myself, a symbol of basketball or
yes, any idol, like any player you like?
Yeah, of course. I love LeBron, I love KD, I love Jordan. I have when you take a look at my shoes, I love all of them. But when I was younger, I was also a fan of the Chicago Bulls, but from the old day. Okay, so Scottie Pippen, stuff like this. But if you have the chance to take a look at NBA games, it's amazing. It's the biggest also inspiration for me. I love watching NBA.
Basketball talk.
Yeah, sorry.
No, yes.
It's important.
It's not my main topic, but
I will get you there.
Okay. Vishal, so you also listened very attentively. What are you taking with you? Vishal.
I'm audible. Hello. I'm audible.
Yes. Now
I'm audible.
Yes, now.
I just want to take out that avoid comparing yourself with others. I just want to implement it in myself. I should avoid comparing myself to others and to carve out some times to wonder. That is the main
point. To carve out some times.
And I want to implement this
to give time to himself.
Okay.
Great. Right.
Anuradha, can we manage now to hear you? Does it work? Now the mic is working, yes.
I have learned that we should not compare ourselves with others, but we should compare ourselves that we were 10 years ago.
It's a very important thought, yes. This is also my mind. Susmita, hello, good evening. Thank you, Anuradha.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
what is your learning of today's session?
From this session, I learned that I should not stop when it hurts me. I stop when it is done.
So you should continue and move forward like this?
Yes.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Nita? Nita, are you there? Yes.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
First of all, I want to thank Ali for the inspirational speech. And from life up and down, the only thing which can balance our life is to trust in ourselves. Till the time we believe in ourselves, we can do anything and everything we want.
Okay, the trust in yourself. Raju.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you, Nita.
Thank you.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Yes, the thing which I take from this session is like we should not compare with others. We should things we should compare with ourselves. That is it.
Yes. The comparison is a big point.
Yeah.
It's true because, but isn't sometimes it's also a motivation to become better if you compare yourself to others to achieve more in life? Ali, you never?
If you put yourself into the game because you want to be on the play field, then it's okay. If you say I start a business, then you put yourself because you want to into the business game. But when life says, okay, now you were born poor, now compare yourself with others, this is something you have to do. And whenever you have to compare yourself with others because life is forcing you to do it, it's not always healthy. So, and to be honest, when I start something, I want to be the best. When I start a company, when I said I will be a keynote speaker, so when I started being a speaker, I said to myself, I want to be the best speaker in the German-speaking market, okay? I want to have the most bookings and stuff like this. But I did it because I wanted to. It is being part of a game where you choose to be part of the game. But when no one ever asks you if you want to be part of something, then comparison is not healthy from my point of view. But of course, when you have the mental shift that you see it as a motivation, then of course it can turn out very, very good. So when I was poor and I said to myself, I want to have more money than all of these kids in the class, I choose being part of that game. And that helped me, of course. But sometimes when no one asks you if you want to be part of a run, then in the beginning it's not a motivation in the beginning, but you can turn it into a motivation. Yeah.
So Basis, you are next. Hello, good to see you. What is your learning of today's session?
So first, I want to thank Ali, and today I've learned that I should not compare myself with others, and it's best to compare with myself. And also, sometimes if I would like to compare, I should find a proper person. Like I shouldn't compare with somebody who is born rich. And I won't talk so much about what I've learned, but I want to say that listening to Ali has triggered something in myself. And from tomorrow, I won't be scared of taking risks in my life. I won't be scared of being a failure. I won't be scared of being sad. And it's always because there is always a possibility of building different kind of mindsets. Like I can be sad or I can be grateful for the current situation, for the bad things or the worst things that have not yet happened to me. So listening to Ali was a very inspiring thing for me, and I would like to thank him for joining us. And thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So to be honest, now I'm motivated because of you. Thank you.
I think, Ali, we have to ask you for a second session.
Oh, I would love to. So whenever you want to, whenever
this
you want
was
to.
The moment. I've learned, you can ever ask for more.
Yeah.
Yes, but maybe we can, in some weeks or some months time, but it's so much inspiring. And I know you have many topics also on your website, I saw. Yes?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Everything
so
you want to.
there is Sona, a very good basketball player. He's now doing a college for sports, Sona, and yeah. What are you telling about the basketball shoes of Ali, Sona? Are they okay?
Yes,
Or is it just for lifestyle? Is this for playing? No, it's just.
It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. But what about your?
These are the best
very
ones.
expensive. He knows about.
It was a gift. So some of these shoes were gifts from Adidas.
Okay. So he has a sponsor for.
No, it's not a sponsor. Adidas, they sent me a package 2 years ago and said they're inspiring by my work for kids and they want to help me a little bit. And then they gave me some shoes.
Okay. Yeah. And you show it on Instagram and.
No, I never did. I never did that. No.
Not hashtag Adidas. No. Okay. So now, what are you taking away with you? Which ideas?
Yes, today I have learned that life is full of obstacles. We should take these obstacles as a stepping stone. We should never feel tense when you face a turning point of your life. When I came in Punjab first time, I was always tense because it's my turning point of my life. So today I have learned I will take this one with me.
Turning point because it was very difficult to start there?
Yes, very difficult for me first time.
Why?
Because first time I used to face the bullying and teasing over here.
Yeah.
Then I changed my mindset and I did yoga, everything I did. Then I
Amazing.
showed them what I am important for them.
So you could change also them so that there's no more ragging or bullying going on?
No. I did not thought to change them. I thought to change myself only. Why I will give them important.
Very good, very wise.
That is so amazing. Wow.
And you know, Sona, we have this session, I think, for 2 years, Sabine, or nearly 2 years. We are making these sessions, and we started then with videos for job interviews very soon. And he didn't dare to speak. He said he was very shy, and now you see so much learning, growing, self-confidence.
It is what I said before. Just compare yourself with yourself. In this case, 2 years ago and now. How far you've come. It's amazing.
Really amazing. Thank you, Sona. Sukendo, find that you are with us, I think the first or second time. So
Hello.
Hello. How did you
Hi.
like the session, and what is in your mind now?
Yeah, thank you for the session. And I would like to having so many obstacles in life and again moving forward to like life that I want to take. And I would like to say Ali that I know everyone knows Muhammad Ali. He's a great fighter in a cell, and he's a great fighter in life. So it's so inspiring.
Yeah, it is. He is.
Yeah, thank you for the session. Thank you for your valuable time, Ali.
Thank you that you
Thank
were
you.
part of it. Thank you.
Really. Chana, we say hello to Bangalore. Chana, great that you are with us.
Yes.
When the session, while the session was going on, Father was texting us that you don't have hot water already for many weeks in Bangalore, but obviously you cope with it.
Yes. So I just want to say that I learned lots of things, but I just want to share 2 things that I've learned from here. Don't see what others are having, just focus what you are having. And one day you will also get this chance to change
Can you put the
yourself.
mic maybe closer? The sound is very bad. Maybe you can come closer to your mic or to your phone. Okay, Chana.
So I want to tell that don't see what others are having, just focus what you are having. One day you will also get the chance to change yourself if you work hard. And always be yourself and never give up until you succeed.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Good learning. It's good that you are with us, but because I know it's not so easy at the hostel. So who else is? I think somebody has the mic is open. I don't know. Sukendo. Anna. There is Ankita still. So we have our 5 girls there in Bangalore. Ankita, what is your learning? Good evening. It's quite noisy in your hostel.
Yes. Good evening, one and all present in this Zuki meeting. So first of all, I would like to thank the Zuki admin for arranging this wonderful session for us. And especially, I would like to thank Ali sir for his wonderful, valuable speech. So today I have learned that we human beings are having ups and downs, challenges in our life. So we should love our life, which we are living right now. And everyone is having a turning point in their life, as Alisa said in his speech. So I think we should keep that patient for grabbing the opportunity which is there in our face.
Thank you.
Okay. So I continue with the others being around you. Bisoma, also in Bangalore. These are all nursing students. Bisoma, are you there?
Yes, Auntie. Hi.
Hi. Not so noisy
Thank
in your place, so obviously you are not in the same room as Ankita and Chana.
Thank you, Ali, for motivating us and for valuable time for us. And I've learned from this that we should we should not compare with others. We should compare with ourselves, with our paths and that pain past, and we should move on, and we should not give up in anything.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, Bisoma. And Charlie, another nursing student in Bangalore. Can you tell us about your learning?
Good evening, everyone.
Hi.
Thank you, Ali sir. I want to say that for me, there is not such reason that a poor cannot dream. So we should dream big and we sit and do it. And we should not compare with other. Yes.
So thank you. The comparison
Thank
is
you.
very much in. Is Sunita with you also? I don't see her here. Sunita Gupta, is she also joining?
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
yes. Aha, okay. Hello, good evening.
Hi.
Okay. So is,
Thank you for the session. As Ali sir reviewed many ways how he has struggled in his life. I have learned many from him that how he has struggled in life, what he has done, and what he has achieved, gone through, and what he has gone through in his life.
I think we don't understand. Do you understand, Ali? I think the sound is very
Not
bad.
that much. No, yeah. The sound
Maybe
is
you
not.
can take another phone because you are 5 in one room. Bisoma maybe or Ankita, they had a better mic. Sunita, if it's possible. Yes. So try again.
Auntie and sir, everyone in the Zuki team, and I have network problem in my phone, so I am sharing this phone. And thank you for this session. I am so much thankful to you. I have learned many things and how you have achieved many things in your life and how you have struggled. I have very much motivated from you. And thank you for this session and all. And I have learned, so I will never give up in my life, and I will do and I will work hard to achieve the things how you have achieved in your life. So I have do same as you. Thank you for this session very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really. Thank you.
Okay, so we come to some more basketball players. Lucky, who is also in Punjab. She is attending the same college as Sona, also playing lots of basketball matches. It's fine to see you. It's good to see you. It's first time you can attend.
Yes, I told my warden to give me the time to attend this class, and I'm very thankful to Ali. So because he gave me the motivation to move forward and to achieve success in life, and I will work hard for that success until I get it. And yes, it's very means as Sona said that here is very difficult to means habituate and to survive because the communication gap is very difficult and we are facing problem to communicate with them, and even the food problem is very, so I won't means I have to sacrifice to get the success, so it's not the big problem. So and first I want to tell Ali that previously he told that to write the note in the paper that 5 years 15 years years ago means years what you will see yourself. No, So I always do it not in the paper, but I always set this thing in my mind from before only.
Wow.
So I always stick to my points, and I work hard and move to get the what I want.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
But Lucky, what is the communication problem and food problem? Is it small things or is it something really big?
No, it's really big because we speak English and they don't know even English. Most of the teachers, even the peoples there, don't know English, and even the means in Calcutta, though the common language is Hindi and Bengali. Bengali is not allowed in there, and Hindi we speak Hindi in West Bengal, but they don't speak Hindi here in Punjab. Only they knows the Punjabi language, and sometimes they feel proud knowing the Punjabi, not English. So I don't feel guilty, but I always tell them that I am very proud to know English, because in future you need to know English to move, to get good job, and they are doing something like IELTS that's about English course. So I am very proud to get the English education.
I see. So you have to learn their language actually.
Yes, I'm trying to learn the language.
Wow.
So Ali, if you have so many problems, then what is your advice?
I think the all of the stuff she's doing, or how she is taking a look at it, I think it's one way to go. I think whenever in life, no matter what happens, when you have a lot of problems, focus always on the stuff where you know this is now the most important thing, and one step after another. The problem is when you have too many problems, of course you can lose yourself into all of them, and then sometimes you are overwhelmed and you have no idea where to start, what to do. Therefore, always try to focus on the smallest chunk where you can do something. Okay. This is something I can now bring to the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whenever I face problems, so I just ignore it, and I say that next day I will be prepared for the problem I faced yesterday. So that's how I motivate myself, and
Wow.
I move on forward.
This is the way to go. Maybe one day you are totally motivating other people.
You will. Yes, I told many of them already. They are
Yeah,
brilliant
totally.
guest
All of you
speakers
guys.
also. Yes.
All of you guys. You're such an inspiration. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lucky. And there we have the brothers Dev Kumar, and Rup Kumar is also a very good basketball player. I put his picture on Facebook, and we found many new sponsors. You saw the basketball picture? There was when we have been to Kolkata, and Michael Inman took a beautiful picture. Dev Kumar and Rup Kumar, are you there?
I have to take a look at it later.
Yeah.
Sorry,
are the guys
Ali.
there? Hi.
Sorry, Ali. It's very disturbing because we don't have electricity in our house.
Oh,
okay,
see.
got it. I understand.
Oh my God, you have lots of things to struggle.
But it's good that we are hearing a good motivation speech from you. It's nice that some person is giving us. Oh, it's great. The electricity came.
Ta-da!
And also your brothers here. Rup Kumar, did you also take something away? Did you listen? Is there any inspiration you got?
First thing that Ali told before representing the presentation, he was feeling fear and nervous, but somehow he managed his mind that made him calm and cool to explain the presentation. And also he told in many situations that he has a problem in 2018 maybe, that he was having problem in his family and also friends, but somehow he managed and reconnect his inner voice. Actually, that is the main situation. He somehow managed his inner voice and self-controlled with it and managed everything in his life.
So I also trying that one to manage my life.
Thank you so much.
Hey, this was the story of 2018 was very touching. Sheikh Shahrukh, you are there. I was asking this story of the rich kids for you because you told in our college student session that you had experiences. You told us in Kolkata. So what kind of inspiration did you get today?
Today, good evening, everyone, and thank you, Ali. And I love this screening, means the presentation, being a basketball and seeing the sneakers. I love. Thank you, Ali, for that. And as Claudia said, I have shared my story, what I am facing in Bardhaman College, means St. Xavier's, the rich kid and poor kid. And from right now, I'm comparing myself with myself only. Don't compare with others, mean the rich kid. And try to appreciate the other 6 part, not the money part only. Means family, friends, and health. Try to appreciate and gratitude that part also.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I think everybody told us. Did I forget anybody? Is Rupa still there? I think she left.
Rohit is there. Rohit Yadav.
Ah, Rohit. Yes, Rohit.
Hello, Claudia. Actually, Rupa is not feeling well.
Ah, I see. I see. So no problem. No problem. I know that she had the dengue fever and now she still has to recover.
Who is taking the hand? Someone was raising the hand. Is it right?
Rohit Yadav.
Yes.
Ah.
First of all, I want to say good afternoon to all of you. And I want to thank Zuki members who are supporting for us in every situation, in every hard situation. And thank you for doing this session for 2 years, but I'm not attending this session for 2 years, and I'm attending for 1 year, I think so. And the thing is that I learned many points from Ali, but I want to say some important points. That the thing is that that the very hard situations Sir Ali lived previously, but however he have tried his life and gone in a good situation now, but he have done a lot of hard work and determination for his life. And that there was a story that when he was a poor, he was in refugee and he was in the Red Cross. That he have spent many time over there, and the rich people, the rich child always is to teach him that you don't have this, that you don't have a good clothes, you don't have a good shoe, like this, all the thing. But he's too much, that time his situation was too much bad situation. But however, he have tried and he have showed that he is a man that he can do it. He's a man that he can do it, and he has struggles a lot. And I just learned the many point. I want to say that that you should always grab the opportunity what you are getting from anyone, and that what you're for the study purposes or your life purposes. And the main thing is that we are the poor people. We should not think that we are the poor. Yes, we are the poor, but we have to do it our life. We should not die as we born poor. We should not die poor. We should do some hard work for our life, and we should go through this bad situation. One day, I believe that I will be in a good situation, and I can show the people that I am in a good situation, and I've done lots of hard work from the previous situation. Now I am in a good way. And the thing is, I want to say some points that empty stomach and lack of money, and teaches us how to go in a good way. Like I'm poor now or anything, it's never depend that. Like empty stomach, lack of money, and not a good clothes. It's never fact that you are poor. You should work hard for yourself. One day you will become a rich man. It's not that you have to become rich, but one day you will become a successful man. Thank you.
Okay, Rohit, we were talking about one sentence, but this idea got lost. But thank you very much. We should not forget about the picture. Everybody's
yeah, that would be great. That would be great.
We need some also for posting and for our archive.
And one thing, and I want to say, Sir Ali, can I get your Instagram account in chat?
Yeah, of course.
Yes,
of course.
because you had it there also in your picture, Ali. But you can give it in.
when you want
In chat, I
to,
can.
if you want to go to Instagram and search for the name Ali
But we
Mahlodji.
have a WhatsApp group all together. I can put your Instagram. The link there.
And guys, in the future, if you have any questions, when you need help, you can send me a voice message or a text message, and after maybe 72 hours later, I will answer you. Okay.
This is a great offer because I know how busy you are. Okay, Somnath, please turn on the camera. Nita, Moidul, Raju. Yes, okay. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, smile and smile. And smile. Okay, fine.
Thank you so much.
Do we have to do 2 pictures? Is it okay?
Yes, actually, there was just half of the crowd. Yes. How can we manage? Is there any way, Marlies, dass alle drauf sind? I just had the half. I was not there also. Maybe Marlies, you can manage with the computer? Yes.
Es ist rechts ein Pfeil für die zweite Hälfte, ja?
Aber muss man da 2 Bilder machen und die zusammen?
Man muss 2 Bilder machen und die teilweise sind sie doppelt.
Ach so.
Egal.
Okay, so we make another one.
Okay, another one.
1, 2, 3, smile. 1, 2, 3, smile. And another one. 1, 2, 3, smile. Thank you. Okay, we put this together. Yeah. So Ali.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Actually, I took away so many things, but the most touching for me was when your wife was pregnant, you heard that your mother had a cancer, and I know how you then joined her and you took your time and you were in the hospital every day. We talked a lot about it. So that you really have to make priorities also regarding, you know, the different periods of life. So this, as you said, that you were able to tell her goodbye. This was a long way. I think for many weeks you were just seeing her every day and talking to her lots of times.
Every day.
Sleeping in the hospital.
It was really. I just got fired out of my own company. I was so desperate. Then I had to give hope to my wife and also to my mom, and everyone in the family was totally down because of my mom. I was forced to be the only person who was a little bit optimistic about life in that moment. It was not a funny part. So when she died, the first thing I did is I went away for 10 days on my own, totally alone, in silence. Because it was the only way for myself to get out of the situation. Otherwise, I would have went crazy, I think. Yeah, it's life. It's life.
Yes.
But thank you so much for having me today. It is. I'm so happy about my life that I got invited by Claudia, being part of the journey of you guys. And I can tell you, when I see your spirit, when I see how you talk, when I see what you just took for yourself out of only 2 hours, to be honest, I'm not afraid for your future. Yeah, I know that you guys are going out in the world. You will be adults of the world. You are shaping the life of others. Maybe you have family for yourself. Maybe you are inspiring your own kids one day because you know what it means having a hard childhood, and you don't want this to happen maybe for your own kids. So guys, whatever you do, try to make a masterpiece of this life. Try to make a masterpiece of it. Okay, you really deserve it, guys. And Zuki is on your side on the last years, but there is one day, but one day will come when you have to become your own superhero. The day is coming. The day is coming, and I can tell you, you are ready for it. You are ready for it. And when you're afraid, just tell yourself, this is normal. We are human beings. We are allowed to be afraid, but being afraid shouldn't be a good advisor. It's not a good advisor. Fear and anger are no good advisors in life. Take a look at what you're grateful for, what you're focused on, where you want to be in the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and make a masterpiece out of it. Thank you for having me.
Great. Thank you, Ali. Applause, applause, applause. Okay, so it was incredible, precious time with you. We didn't really notice that it's nearly 3 hours. We listened now to you. So Okay, I think then I hope, I know it's very late in India already, so thank you that so many joined. I was putting a little pressure on you, but I think it was worth it because
With
I
good
knew
reason.
that Ali is such an inspirational speaker. We know that sometimes I was last time he was filling, I think there was 600 people listening in a theater in Austria. I was there, it was completely sold out. So that's why I knew it's a big, big chance for you having this very exclusive session with him. So Ali, thank you very much. We are looking forward to the next session in some time, maybe next year or whenever you have time. And I will put the link in our WhatsApp group so everybody can contact you. I think you will have many Indian followers very soon.
When you go to India the next time, please let me know. Maybe I can come with you.
Please join us.
I would love to.
We just returned, Malis and me, and
I know that, but next time
it was
maybe I
an
can come
energy
with you.
boost. We are working a lot. We are working a lot, but even though we are very strong coming home because we have all these wonderful people we are meeting and we can share our experience, and we are happy to see them develop and grow. And
but at Easter time 2023 could be a good occasion to go
cool.
there.
Okay.
But I think you have first to tell your wife, because now that you know there's somebody
So
already
our baby is coming in June. It's coming in June the 20th, so we have some time until then.
Okay.
Ali, can I ask you one question, one last question? I want to know, like, why, like, it's nearly 3 hours, and why aren't you sitting and doing the session, and why are you standing? Like,
I can tell you because so to be honest, in my job I sit the whole day. This is the one thing, but the other thing is why I'm standing is when Claudia asked me to do the session with you guys, I said to myself, I really want to bring myself totally into it. I want to be honest, I want to be open, I don't want to tell you some lies, I want to be open, but I also want to give you also my energy. And when I sit, I don't have the energy, but when I walk around, when I can show you stuff, then you can experience me, in the way I am, and it's the reason. And to be honest, after 3 hours, I'm so tired. I know I have to sit down now, but when I want to do something in a good way, I need my whole body for it. That's the reason.
And
we
you're
love
used
the
to
way
it.
you are.
Yes, because I know you're on stage. You are used to it. You are very.
Yeah, I'm always walking around.
Lots of presence.
So, but when I do online keynote for leaders, for companies or stuff like this, and it's only 30 minutes, then I sit sometimes because this is not sometimes that powerful, but in that way, I really wanted to be there for you guys.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
So I think you will have a good sleep, a very inspirational dreams today.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All the best.
All the best. So bye-bye. Bye-bye to
Thank you,
India.
Ali.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hope to
Thank
see you.
you.
Bye. Bye-bye. Bleiben wir noch oder sind wir auch schon?